welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep, and I mean quite literally. I think I might get arrested for this video because the amount of fan service my friend Tabata showed in the latest chapter, it's ridiculous.
She just getting undressed. No!
Not only has the fan service been pushed over the edge that I think it needs to be toned down, we don't want to be like fairy tale out here, but balls deep prediction magic is just way too powerful, as Yuno's huge reveal has dropped everyone's jaw, as it is word for word as I said last week, the theory I explained in our previous videos. Black Clover's latest arc is extremely fun and interesting to me. Finally, our boy Yuno is not gonna be boring. It's Tabata calling again. Why?
I told you not to reveal this shit anymore. You're spoiling every single arc before I draw it, you bastard. You know I was the one that did those copyright strikes.
What? Why?
Well, the story goes something like this.
Magaji-san, we need a talking. We need a talk.
Dagabu desu sensei.
Tamagotchi-kun, this is not easy for me to say. We know making money. You're fine.
None by your sensei. What do I need to do to keep my job, sensei?
We know making money, we know copyright. We losing money, business dying, we lose our job.
No, sensei. I got new jutsu, new copyright, no jutsu. Copyright strike all of these bitches. Sensei, look at this video. Look at this. We can copyright this and get money.
No, this is a fair news, sir.
Fair use? Sensei. Fuck you, fair use, not fair use.
Who's a kenna anime balls deep?
I have to keep my job. Oh, report. Copyright strike.
Going back to the chapter, let's first talk about Black Clover chapter 232. The Heart Queen praises everyone on their hard work as they have now managed to occupy a town which has been taken by the Spade Kingdom. We learn that she can make copies of a water spirit as she gave one to Noelle to cast the same barrier the Heart Kingdom has on the country. The Queen then states that she can detect devil magic quickly due to her curse. Now this answers multiple questions since we know the Queen's magic allows her to use clairvoyance in multiple areas to see what is happening. So the knowledge she had regarding the word magic devil and how she knew Asta helped defeat him, and the mere fact that she knew Asta had the anti-magic demon in the first place and she required him to come to the nation to help in this mission specifically now makes sense. The Queen must have detected devil magic and used clairvoyance to see what is happening. Moving on, I definitely don't think the Heart Queen dies in this arc because Tabata already set up the plot device that she would reveal vital information to Asta if they complete the mission. But maybe Tabata can do a twist. If so, Noelle 100% must inherit the contract of the water spirit since she has already acknowledged the Queen as some sort of role model for herself, as she aspires to be like her with how impressive she talks about strategy in times of war. Since Noelle is a royal and had a difficult life growing up due to her judgment of her skill and the resemblance to her mother, she needs a great female role model to progress her character into what she naturally wants to develop into. On the contrary, the Heart Queen needs friends to feel like a normal person, which Mimosa and Noelle provide for her. This results in a thriving relationship between the three due to the chemistry they all have. So to emphasize this point, our boy Tabata created the most magical scene that Finral would dream about on a daily basis. I mean some of you pervs dream about.
You're nothing but a lousy little pervert!
I am not a little pervert!
Oh yeah? Then tell me, what are you?
I'm a big one.
But before we jump into all the juicy details, the boys want to train with Gaja, and he tells them all to relax, mate. Noelle says she is dirty from the Grand Magic Zone and wants to take a bath and says the boys are ridiculous. Charmy in the meanwhile is causing a ruckus in the forest since it has so many delicious fruits to eat due to the natural richness of the kingdom. Asta goes to meet her whilst flying on his anti-magic sword by controlling the magic. This hints at the plausibility that in the war he will learn to do an anti-magic zone since his development has been absolutely insane. Asta even points out why he is broken, and that's because he's thick, as the other characters don't work out physically unlike him. He has a huge advantage over them as his stamina lasts a lot longer. Then Tabata really wants me arrested, doesn't he? I mean, the dude literally trolls us by having a beaver in the pool with them. A beaver, my guy? You lot all know what a beaver means, right?
Right in the pussy.
Then to top it all off, the queen comes out of nowhere and says, "Can I touch it? I want to touch it, please." Since Mimosa's boobies have become double D's at 16 years old. This is definitely going to be censored in the anime since the last hot spring scene also suffered this problem. The queen then states she's glad to have them as friends, and I really like the next panel of Mimosa and Noelle because it really shows how similar they look, as they are indeed first cousins after all. Now, if you guys want me to make a video explaining why Asta has over 8 girlfriends in the Black Clover universe, why do these girls always fall in love with him, please smash the like button and let's try to get to 12,500 likes, and I'll make sure to do that next week for you guys, as I will give you advice on how to get a wife of your own. Also, press the notification bell, by the way, on the channel because you don't want to miss out on that video. I'm telling you, I really appreciate you guys supporting our channel in these dark times, and I love you for it. And now I know you're kind of pissed with this segment and you're like, "Oh fuck, anime mostly, why do you always do this segment?" Okay, wait, let me make you even more angry. This video is sponsored. But before I move forward and they take me away for this video, all of you need to protect yourselves and get back our privacy. This video is brought to you by Surfshark. By now, most of you know what a VPN is, unless you're living in the basement or under a rock.
Fuck this. Did you see this? Look at this.
What? Wait, don't get angry. Let me explain the benefits of a VPN and why you should get Surfshark. Firstly, it's available on unlimited devices with simultaneous connections, giving you privacy everywhere. And since we know Google will be listening to us secretly anyway, you will get real organic results of what you are looking for. See? That's them messaging me right now because I'm telling you guys this stuff. Furthermore, since you're using Surfshark and all of us watch anime, with this service you'll be able to access a ton of anime on different services. For example, on Netflix, Hulu or Crunchyroll. You will be able to watch a ton of anime using VPN to change your country to whatever you want to gain access to. Get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.deals/ABD squad. The link will be in the description and pinned comment. You get 83% off and 3 months extra for free. Okay, now let's get back to the video. Finally, at the end of chapter 232, we see a magic knight coming to Yuno, and my G has become the vice captain of the Golden Dawn, which makes sense since he is utterly broken with the wind spirit and the position was open after the elf arc. And on to chapter 233, where there's only one thing that really matters, right? And that is, Tabata is my friend confirmed! He told us Yuno was a prince months ago, by the way, and so we had to make this so-called theory about it. It's okay, you don't have to believe us, but I think some of you are gonna believe that Tabata is my friend now. But yes, Yuno is in fact a prince from the Spade Nation. Yuno is a freaking royal, and my man's gonna be king one day, and now some fans are thinking, wow, is his rivalry with Asta pretty much dead because of this? I don't think so. I'll explain why later on. Logically speaking, if Yuno is the Spade Prince, he can't be the Wizard King of the Clover Kingdom, and they have nothing to compete for anymore. Sure, this means Asta gets to take the role like we all hoped he would, but now there's no one standing in his way, no one actively trying to get ahead of him. I mean, sure, Leo is his self-proclaimed rival, but that's completely different, and I don't even know if Tabata still has that shit going on. I didn't think to ask him when I saw him. However, I do think one possible direction Tabata can take the story of Black Clover is uniting all the nations to create the one true king of them all, or unifying the kingdoms with their respective leaders. This will then completely change the landscape of the world and create true peace that Asta desires. For example, if Asta fixes the discrimination and culture of the Clover Kingdom, that doesn't mean the other kingdoms will follow suit and not cause problems of civilians that resemble him. Asta is not the type of character that will openly let other nations suffer and stay ignorant about it whilst his nation profits. Sometimes ignorance isn't bliss, as Asta sees himself in peasants and would see it as his duty to help them. The concept of the one true king stems from Viking mythology too, since Tabata has been heavily inspired by it. Harald Fairhair was the first king of Norway. He wanted to marry a woman named Gyda, a princess daughter of the king of Hordaland. She wasn't at all impressed by the marriage proposal from Harald, but turned him down and told him to come back when he was king of all of Norway. Harald, determined to marry the stubborn young lady, started his quest to unify over 30 kingdoms of Norway. He made a vow not to cut or comb his hair during the quest, and to either achieve a unified Norway or die trying. Doesn't this sound familiar? Asta is exactly like this, as he wants to marry sister Lily and she rejects him every time. He then says he wants to become the Wizard King to finally win her heart over. Furthermore, Norway also holds the three swords and a rock monument which commemorates the historic Battle of Hafrsfjord, which by tradition took place there in the year 872 when King Harald Fairhair gathered all of Norway under one crown. The largest sword represents the victorious Harald and the two smaller swords represent the defeated petty kings. The monument also represents peace since the swords are planted into solid rock so they may never be removed. This again reminds us of Asta since he also wants peace and has three swords. Tabata definitely got inspired by this story. But going back to the chapter, it's all up to how Yuno responds to the news. Will he take the place in the oh my god, how do I pronounce this shit? Guys, why does Tabata do this to me? Grinbelio family? Yeah, Yuno Grinbelio. What will Yuno do? Will he reject them and this family or stay with the one he grew up with Asta, aspiring to be the best in the Clover Kingdom? The entire future of his character and quite possibly all of Black Clover depends on the answer to that question. If he goes off and becomes the eventual Spade King, he can't be with the rest of the cast and we won't see him much anymore. I mean, we already don't see him enough, so that would just kill any fans of his character. But if he doesn't end up taking the offer to come back and reunite with his family to save the nation of Spade and become its prince, then Tabata may as well have just kept him a peasant or made him something else entirely, right? The series has been building up the reveal of Asta and Yuno's origin, so this more than anything else needs to be handled well and satisfy us readers. This has all the potential in the world to be amazing and cement this as Black Clover's best arc ever, but it also has just as much potential to be disappointing and negatively affect the rest of the series. It would make sense for Yuno to at least go back to the Spade Kingdom now to find out for himself the truth of his past. So I hope this is something he explores for himself, since the guy is utterly boring. He's a snooze fest, man. And that's just my opinion, don't flame me for that. But every Black Clover fan feels as though his character needs an arc to make him interesting, so we're kinda glad that Balls Deep prediction magic came true. But what I want to know more than anything is how Asta plays into this, how his origin is explained, because they were found together at the church wearing the exact same clothes with their own unique labels, and they were royal articles of clothing more than likely. So was Asta a friend of Yuno even as a baby, or were their parents, or was someone caring for them both before they were brought to the church? Are they actually related in some way? Since we know Yuno was named by his royal parents, that must mean Asta was named by them as well, right? There has to be some sort of explanation as to why this poor magicless baby was paired up with the prince of the Spade Kingdom as an infant, and that is what really needs to be satisfying. This is one of those things we can only hope Tabata has pre-planned, because it's undoubtedly the biggest part of the story everything else is written around to set up, and if it's not done properly, then the whole story feels pointless and we will all feel like we stuck around for nothing for this build-up. I hope this isn't fairy tale where the author doesn't have the ending plan and he just pulls something out of his ass. Now, as I explained in my other videos, the Dark Triad took over the nation with a hostile takeover. Yuno's family may be dead or in hiding, but since my other video got copyright struck, it will come back within 10 days or so, but Asta could still be linked to Yuno's story. Asta's family could be part of a creed that followed the royals to protect them at all costs, the royal guard per se. His parents could have sacrificed his mana in the Cardano to reach Hajj village, which caused the mutation to occur. Since they wanted to create a revolution within the Spade Kingdom, they had to make Asta a boy that is magicless so that the anti-magic demon could take him over once he was 15 years old. They needed a weapon that could counter Megicula's powers, and that is Asta himself. Asta had to grow up with a greater ideology than the Dark Triad and allow him to train with the devil to come back and defeat them with Yuno, just like how the Dark Triad trained themselves with Megicula's powers to get used to it, as they stated in chapter 231, right? However, if Asta's story is not linked with Yuno's backstory, then another possible theory I've explained before is that the anti-magic devil himself, he created a plan to gain Asta's body to incarnate himself, because that's what they want to do. Hopefully Tabata won't disappoint us with these reveals. Anyway, besides all of that, Charmy now has another shape where Rill wants to go balls deep because he's into BDSM. He fell in love with her dwarf form where she's taller. I don't know why. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about this shit, because I swear to God, right? How's this shit gonna work, man? It's like that, you know, Shaq with his wife, that meme. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the last 2 chapters, but I really can't wait till next week, where we get to see how Yuno handles this bombshell of a realization. I need to know what he's gonna say to Asta. We'll see soon enough, and if you enjoyed to go balls deep, let me know by smashing that like button, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time.